This is Unhustling with Luis Baez. I used to chase enough like it was a finish line. Like one more deal, one more title, one more check would finally let me breathe. But the truth is, I didn't even know what enough looked like because every time I got there, the bar moved. The first time I closed a six-figure deal, I thought, okay, now I can rest. But instead, I went out and tried to double it. The first time I got promoted, I thought, now they'll see my worth. But instead, I started worrying about losing it. It's wild how we spend our whole lives trying to earn what we've already proven. When I was growing up in the Bronx, my mom used to say, baby, you got to work twice as hard to get half as far. And I believed her because I saw it. I saw people with my skin tone, my accent, my name get passed over, questioned, or written off. So I learned to make myself undeniable. I collected receipts like armor, numbers, awards, recommendations. If someone doubted me, I had a slide deck ready. That mindset helped me survive, but it also kept me from feeling satisfied because survival mode doesn't know how to celebrate. It only knows how to sprint. And then there's the other layer of being a gay Puerto Rican man in corporate spaces where I often was the only one who looked or sounded like me. Every room came with a silent message. Be impressive, not intimidating. Be relatable, but not too real. So I overcompensated. I worked harder, smiled wider, spoke softer, and tried to prove that I belonged in rooms that were never built for me. Every compliment felt like currency. Every recognition felt like rent. And I kept paying it month after month, year after year, until I realized I was broke on the inside. There was a turning point, a random Tuesday. I had just wrapped up a high stakes presentation with an executive team. Everyone clapped, people praised me, and as soon as I left the room, I felt nothing. I remember walking to my car thinking, I did everything right. So why do I still feel so empty? That question haunted me because I realized I was chasing validation, not vision. I had been building a resume, not a life. Therapy helped me to see that I'd spent years outsourcing my self-worth. My achievements were my addiction. If I wasn't winning, I felt worthless. So I started asking a new question. What would change if I believed I was already enough? And I'll be honest, the first few weeks, it felt awkward as hell. I'd wake up, look in the mirror and say out loud, you are enough. And my brain would respond, boy, stop lying. But slowly, the repetition started to rewire something. I stopped chasing applause and started choosing peace. I stopped fighting for approval and started building alignment. I said no to clients who wanted a discount on my energy, stopped over explaining my value in every pitch, took time off without guilt. I stopped negotiating my boundaries to keep other people comfortable. And the more I did that, the more I realized something powerful. Enough isn't the end of ambition. It's the start of alignment. Because when you know you're enough, you stop performing for proximity to power and start creating from personal truth. Unhustling is brought to you by bookedbusypaid.com, the home of systems that support your sanity. If your business is scaling faster than your energy, it's not a motivation problem, it's a systems problem. At bookedbusypaid.com, I partner with founders to build the structure that turns chaos into clarity and growth into peace. Because building a business you love shouldn't cost you the life you're trying to protect. Visit bookbusypaid.com to start freeing up your time today. Now, I want to leave you with a few questions. Write them down, sit with them, reflect on them, talk through them out loud. This is where the real work starts to happen. First question: who taught you that achievement equals worth? For me, it was survival. Growing up in poverty, watching my mom work multiple jobs just to keep us housed and fed, I learned that your value lives in what you produce. If you weren't working, you weren't contributing. If you weren't contributing, you didn't matter. That belief followed me into adulthood, into every boardroom, every pitch, every negotiation. I kept trying to prove I was valuable instead of remembering I already was. So I had to unlearn that. I had to separate my identity from my output. And let me tell you, that was harder than any sales quota I ever hit. Next question: what would you stop doing if you already felt whole? This one cracked me wide open because if I already felt whole, I'd stop performing in rooms that drain me just to feel seen. I'd stop taking on clients who don't respect my boundaries just because the check is big. I'd stop scrolling LinkedIn at 11 p.m. looking for proof that I'm still relevant. I'd stop justifying rest like it's luxury that I have to earn. The truth is, wholeness doesn't come from achievement. It comes from acceptance. And once I accepted that I was enough, not perfect, not done growing, but enough, everything shifted. I started making decisions from peace, not panic, from alignment, not anxiety. And final question: where in your life are you still trying to prove something you've already proven? This one is the one that keeps me humble because even now, even after all this healing and all the work that I've done on myself, I still catch myself over explaining my credentials to people who already said yes. I still find myself working late to prove that I'm really committed when no one's even asking. I still have moments where I wonder if my success was a fluke, if people will figure out that I don't belong, that I'm some kind of imposter. But here's what I've learned: you don't have to believe the lie every time it shows up. You just have to notice it, name it, and choose differently. So now, when I catch myself performing for approval, I pause, I breathe, and I remind myself, I've already proven this, and I don't need to do it again. If you take nothing else from this episode, please take this: you were never supposed to earn your worth. You were supposed to express it, because enoughness isn't complacency. It's clarity. It's the point where effort meets ease. You are enough right now, exactly as you are. This is Unhustling, where we build slower, breathe deeper, and still get it all done on our own terms. I'm Luis Baez, and I'm in your corner. Bye for now. You've been listening to Unhustling with Luis Baez. If this episode resonated, then share it with someone who needs to hear it. New episodes drop every Sunday. Subscribe at unhustling.com so you never miss one.